family saw him simply as the messenger. You will recall further on in Samuel in the chapter 17 when big Goliath comes and mocks the children of Israel and mocks the name of God, that Jesse says, your job, son, is to bring sandwiches and food and refreshment for your brother. You are not a fighter. You are not a man who can get the job done. And maybe somebody in here has been told that. That you can't get the job done. Maybe you've been told that you are just not up to par. There are tremendous men I've met on the journey who do a lot of work for their company, who do a lot of work for the city, who do a lot of work for the churches and for their families. But when it comes for them to take the next step, they're told that you are really not what we were looking for. David had to have experienced something that God needed him to experience. If you notice, what does Samuel do when he goes through the list of stuff? He takes the oil and he anoints David. There was a time in churches all over the country and all over the world where when black men had no sense of who they were in the larger society, that the church was the place where you got built up, where you got challenged, where you got trained, where you got developed to do amazing things for God. Most of our churches, if we're honest, are led by great women.
All right now.
Mighty women. Powerful women. Most of the men are just hanging on.
Mercy.
Believe that the challenge for every church, if we're going to rebuild our community and rebuild our lives, the huge challenge for the church is that let's rebuild the men of the church. So I want to ask you this evening, if you're a man above the age of 60, let me bring it back down. If you're a man above the age of 50, as you get to 50, you should be asking the question, who am I bringing along with me? What I've learned, what my skills are, what my expertise is. Am I cultivating another young man to bring him along? I'm not trying to exclude the woman this evening, but the women usually have it going on. The challenge is, can we bring others of us along? Now, sometimes what happens for us is that we've been accustomed to having a specific role and position. And the role and position dies with us. There's a whole lot of graves around New York. Graves of mighty warriors, graves of tremendous leaders, graves of women and men